Hey team, it is Annie Reed. I want to go into further detail about my story based on what Lauren told you yesterday. And I want to talk about how your mindset as a coach rolls into your downline because I think that's so crucial as you're building a business and with that long-term vision of where you want to go. How does this affect the people that are going to come onto your team or are coming onto your team? So I actually had the pleasure of watching Lauren's business begin to boom. I originally met her and signed up as a coach right around the time, right before her first summit, because I remember her going on that summit trip and being like, wow, that looks amazing. And I actually quit coaching because I was pregnant with my daughter Ollie, and you guys kind of all know the history and the background of that story, but I quit coaching and I watched her that year. I watched her go on her first Success Club trip, that cruise, and I had a newborn baby, so of course I couldn't go, but I was like, dang, that looks incredible. I wish I had a life like that. She was live casting on Facebook. She was putting everything she was doing out there in a way that was attracting people like me to her. So I knew what she did worked. I knew that the programs worked. I knew Shakeology worked. I knew the business worked because she showed it to me. She proved it to me by being a living, breathing example of what worked for her. So after Ollie's open heart surgery, I decided I needed to get fit. I legitimately needed to lose weight. So I got started in a challenge group with her, her first challenge group ever, actually. So we didn't even have challenge groups back then. We didn't have challenge packs. I used old Shakeology I had, and I was one of those girls, sorry Lauren, that my sister had gotten me TurboFire off of Amazon, and Lauren still put me in the group. No strings attached, because she wanted to help me change my life, and she knew that I was all in, and it did. And I've become one of her top coaches because of that belief she planted in me when I was just a girl that wasn't full of self-belief or full of self-confidence. You know, I lacked all of the above. So I started in that challenge group with her, and every day she sowed belief in me. And I started the journey she had begun, a year before, and I started to see TurboFire work. I started to see Shakeology work. I fell in love with the products. I fell in love with the challenge group because she poured so much into it. I fell in love with those things. I started to get results. I wanted the discount, so I became a coach. I would have never became anything more than a discount coach if she hadn't put belief in me as a new coach that I could achieve more. She started asking me tough questions. We did GSR. She would text me and call me. She kept asking me if I was ready to run, and I was like, well, I don't run, so I don't know what you mean, but, let's talk. I just wanted to be your friend, really. And in those conversations, she started asking the hard questions of what could we do with this business to change your family's life? And that's one thing, as you guys are growing teams, that I want you to help think of the mindset that you're creating in your new coaches. What kind of mindset are you putting in them? Are you showing them what's possible by working on yourself harder than anything else? And I think that's one thing that Lauren did, and a lot of us have done as we've grown our businesses, is we've worked our butts off to make ourselves the best we can be, and that shows to the people that we're attracting. So, I knew when she started asking me what could we do to make our family's life better. I wanted my family off public aid. We'd never lived on public aid. We were mortified of it. We had built a new house. My husband built our house literally with his own two hands. We only hired out drywall and carpet out of the entire thing. So our entire house was built by my husband, my dad, and my family on my dad's ground. My dad's a farmer, so we live in the country, and I thought we were going to lose our house. We had a newish to us van. I had a great career that I gave up for Ollie, and all of a sudden, those things that you set yourself up for, that you work your life off for, become to a point where in 2 to 3 months you might lose it all. And I knew, because I'd seen Lauren do it, that this could change our life. And she lived in a small town, smaller than my town, and I thought, well, heck, if she can do it, why the hell can I not? Pardon my language, but seriously, if she can do this there, she's not any different than me, why can't I do this? And that's where my belief system and myself grew. And my self-confidence grew in my skin because I was working my butt off to lose weight and I felt amazing. I knew the value of these products, and I knew that if they were on the shelf at Walmart, they would sell themselves. And so I very quickly realized by watching Lauren, by my own transformation and the people that were asking me about what I was doing, it wasn't about the products. So if you're trying to sell products, if you're trying to sell those types of things, switch your mindset to what your value is. You're selling yourself to people, and that's the truth. You are selling every bit of who you are as a coach to the people that you're going to coach. So you have to work on yourself, and that's where personal development comes in. That's where making sure you're doing your Shakeology and your daily workouts come in. That's why plugging onto team calls and team trainings come in, because you get excited, your engagement grows, your self-belief grows, your belief in the business grows, and that people see. If you're I can't say the word, if you're not genuine in who you are because you're not doing the workouts, you're not doing these things, people know if you're trying to sell them. You need to inspire them, and that's why you have to work harder on yourself than anybody else, because that's the one thing you can control. So I urge you guys right now to make sure you're getting in your workouts, that you're on your journey and you're sharing it on social media, not in a icky way where you're like, here's my link, go buy this. No, that you're sharing your story and getting vulnerable and real with people, and not just saying, oh, I fit in new pants today, because that's great. That's great if you got new pants. But maybe start inserting some of that struggle that you've been in before you got those new pants. How did you get in the bigger pants? Maybe you start sharing some of those vulnerabilities that make you who you are, and that's where people start seeing your mindset change. And the whole business, it goes down to that. When I made the decision that I could do what Lauren did and that I could be a badass in this business and help a lot of people along the way, because my belief was so strong in the products, it was so strong in my journey, it was so strong in the company, that's where my business changed, because nothing was going to slow me down. Nothing was going to slow me down other than myself. And I had the work ethic. I just had to believe. And so that's where you guys need to start. So call of action today. I want to see what you're investing in personal development. What are you reading? What are you doing to make yourself better as a leader? I personally am reading the 4-Hour Workweek. It is mind-blowing. And I'm doing National Wake Up Call podcasts or Chalene Show podcasts when I fold laundry, when I get ready, things like that, where I'm just wasting time. I'm plugging into things. I do better with audio, but the 4-Hour Workweek actual book is blowing my mind as well. So your homework today, post your personal development book that you are committed to in the next 6 weeks. 10 minutes, 10 pages a day at least. The more you can do, the better. If you're commuting, put on a podcast. Listen to a podcast on the way to work and the way back from work. Don't fill your mind with crap music. Not that music's crap, but put some good stuff into your mind so you can put it out to others, okay? So what's your personal development and your power of threes? Check in below. And we will talk and give you details about the team call tonight. Those will come later today. The link, once it goes live, we will actually share that with you so you can tune in. Have an awesome day. We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.